Yeah, you c- you could get Gruden and Derek Carr probably pretty cheap.
Yeah, you
Uh,
could also find them at a yard sale
I
too.
know there was a lot of chatter about this old North Turner thing and all that nonsense. I'll tell you what,
Yes, definitely
it's
some
pretty.
chatter.
It's
Yes.
pretty easy to be the OC in Dallas when you've got Troy Aikman, Emmett Smith, Michael Irvin, Jay Novacek. Hell, I could be the OC at Dallas with that
Well,
nonsense again.
I said that I would rather have Norv Turner in oversight because
Yeah, the wisdom. Bring the
he
wisdom.
has the brains to
You say
do
so.
offensive plays, right? To
Okay.
kind of bring his son along. His son's not bad, and
No.
people are saying it's well, why aren't we getting anything more out of Marvin Lewis and Philbin? And I said, are we even asking them to participate? Because I mean, we don't see anything, we don't know,
That
but
indicates that.
we
Yeah, we
should,
don't know.
we
Yeah.
should, we should if we could
Yeah,
have
that's
them
probably true.
more input.
Those are all
I
good
mean,
questions.
especially on offense.
I
No
know.
excuse now.
I got 3 o'clock. Let's roll this puppy.
Let's get it.
Do it.
Thank God it's our bye week.
Yeah.
Game day, baby! Let's go!
Welcome everyone to NFL Nation Live, our Week 10 show. Can you believe it? We are over halfway point in the 2024 NFL season. We'll close the books on an interesting Week 9. We'll get you ready for Week 10. Some chatter around the Raiders doesn't have anything to do maybe with the game at Cincinnati. Maybe it does. I don't know. We'll talk about the Chiefs and the Bucks and the faux Pirates getting ripped off like crazy. I tell you what, I've never seen such nonsense in all my days. But anyway, it is Week 10. We'll close the books on Week 9. Before we get to all that craziness, Wayne, welcome to the show. What are your quick first thoughts, my friend?
Well, let's start this one off correctly. I'd like to say salute to service to all our service members out there. Salute.
Absolutely.
And there's some familiar faces in some unusual places.
Oh.
So let the separation begin.
Yeah. You talking about the White House or otherwise? I'm ready. I know Cap's ready. V, are you ready?
Hey,
I'm clocked in. Let's get this.
I did not bring it up.
What?
Amazing.
Didn't bring up what?
Nothing.
Whiskey.
Welcome back, everyone, to NFL Nation Live, our Week 10 show. Ref Guru, along with the Hall of Famer, Wayne Violator Mabry, and your favorite legendary pirate captain, Jack, who might be the only pirate worth anything at this point. We'll get to the Bucks game in Kansas City. But last Thursday, Houston went into New York. You guys, the Texans looked tired, after a couple road games and the division game at home. The Jets got away with the win. We'll find out the Jets for real if they go into Arizona and beat Angry Birds Southwest. But we finally got a little bit out of New York, aka New Jersey, for that game last week. What were you all's thoughts on that? Not really surprised that the Jets got the win at home. I think the Texans just a little tired.
What I observed was a younger team, like you said, been on the road,
Yeah.
and you could see the wear and tear on them. In retrospect, the Jets, the Jersey Jets,
Yeah,
were in their comfort zone,
seemed like it.
so you could see the relationship between Rodgers and
Adams.
Adams, of course, start to improve. So
A little bit,
and they had a decent running game.
They did.
But like I say, there was some injuries to Houston early,
Yeah.
and I think that affected them going forward. But they looked tired from the get-go.
Yeah, they look like they need a bye week, but also, the week prior or so they lost Diggs, right? And that really hurt the offense, I think.
Yes.
From a production standpoint. Well, they're going to have to regroup a little bit. If they, I think they're going to still make the playoffs as a division winner, but man, you can't limp into the playoffs and go too far, especially if you end up playing, somebody like Pittsburgh or Denver or whatever. I mean, you could be one and done when you limp in like that. We'll see if they can recover a little bit going forward. Hey, Daniel, Kev, welcome to the show. Dallas went into Atlanta, got beat by the Falcons. Angry Birds dropped one on the Cowboys. We put the Cowboys, not so coincidentally, on the clock last week. For all practical purposes, not really surprised they got beat. I mean, this is a game they needed to win. They didn't win. Now, Dak Prescott, it may go on injured reserve. The Cowboys have imploded, man. It looks like the Alamo over there.
The Alamo had better odds.
Well, they fared better, too. They at least lasted 13 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I just think Dallas is in big trouble. Falcons running the NFC South now, y'all. I think Wayne's froze up a little bit there.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, was it something I said?
No, I don't think so.
No. Internet, man. Internet.
I did say that the Falcons would win.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, got some pretty Falcons brisket. He did. I will say, too, that between Wayne and I, between Santa Barbara and Moreno Valley, there's a huge fire going on just over the hill from you, Wayne, and Camarillo. There's some major communication lines going down through there. So
plus I've got high winds here.
Yeah,
I've got
exactly.
high winds too. So
yeah, that's like 9,000 acres in like 15 minutes. I mean, it's blowing up pretty bad over there. Well, they've already commandeered our Black Hawk helicopter from Santa Barbara, so it's bad.
Okay,
when they start sending
it's serious.
When they start sending 964 over there, it's bad.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay. Denver went into Baltimore, got beat by the Ravens. Again, not really surprised here, folks. We predicted this last week that I don't care who you are, nobody wanted any part of the Ravens after that beat down in Cleveland, and the Ravens took it to them.
You talk about coming out with some sharpened cleats. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
They jumped on them and in them fast and hard and all
never
game.
let off the gas.
Never let off, man.
Yeah.
That was personal.
Yeah, I think it's so, and kudos to Denver. I mean, I don't think anybody, I honestly in the AFC, maybe Buffalo, maybe, I don't know. I don't know if anybody in the AFC wanted to go in and play the Ravens after that loss to Cleveland. But I'll tell you what, two teams that really showed up angry this week in the AFC, Baltimore and Buffalo. Buffalo had to took a little more out of them to get their win. But those are two teams that are on a roll. And speaking of the Bills, Miami went to Buffalo. Guys, the Dolphins gave Buffalo all they wanted to. I know historically this has always been a thing. Cap, you mentioned it last week. You didn't really think Miami would go into Buffalo and beat the Bills. They didn't. What surprised me was that the Bills defense giving up 27 points and they needed a 61-yarder there at the end to win it.
Yeah, it was a cool. Actually, it wasn't cool. I was with my son who came over to help me out with some things around the house. So we're watching the Raiders game, and then he's watching the Charger game, and right above him is the Bills game. And I'm doing one of these for the entire time.
Yeah, right.
First thing to watch, and that was Lavina, who is the waitress at Hooters. Oh my God! I mean, she needed my full attention, and had I not had 3 games to watch, I would have been like yay deep into like, hey, how you doing? But that's
So bye week for you almost, huh?
Sorry, what was that?
So it's almost a bye week for you, huh?
Yeah, I almost went
What's up,
bye.
Bye. Yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
exactly.
the Bill, and I said the Bills usually get beat by the Dolphins, but it's usually down south,
Yeah.
not in Buffalo.
Yeah. They got it done, though, and we talked about it last week, trying to keep pace with the Chiefs, if you will, for that showdown that's coming up in Buffalo.
Absolutely.
And the Chiefs really got away with one this week. They should have had a loss against Tampa Bay. We'll get to that. Bills barely circled the wagons. Yeah, it looked like maybe they're going to be one wagon short of a circle, but they got it done. The Saints went into Carolina, and they got beat by the Panthers. It was a 1-point win. The Saints really didn't look that bad. The Panthers didn't really look that good, but it's a division win now. Saints with 7 losses in a row cost them their head coach.
And this was a toss-up from the get-go. We were talking about it on last show. It could have gone either way, but who really cared? Somebody cared because Dennis Allen was released after that loss. So
yeah, Derek Carr now getting coaches fired like Aaron Rodgers over there.
Yeah, well, hey, you can now call him Baskin Robbins. Derek Carr, because he's lost to 31 teams in the NFL.
Oh man!
And by the way, he is. I do think that he's the only quarterback to get his coach fired twice.
Wow. Okay.
Well, that's in quotations, but I get where you're going.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Wow. Damn.
Yeah.
Baskin Robbins.
I like the Baskin Robbins. Yeah. Exactly.
Maybe you should change it.
I come up with some good stuff.
Yeah. If they let quarterbacks wear 31, that'd be a great number for him.
Yeah.
Speaking of Derek Carr, the Raiders went to Cincinnati, got beat by the Bengals. Not really surprised. We didn't really expect to win. This is a Raiders team, guys, that's in worse shape than maybe we've thought. Maybe we had blinders on. I don't know. The only good part about the loss is, I guess there's 2 good things out of the loss, if there is such a thing. We're on a bye week this week, and Getsy's gone.
Well, see, that's the 3. Getsy's gone, Craig's gone, and Scarangelo is gone. I think I pronounced his name right.
The 3 Musketeers all went with the same candy truck, yeah.
Right, but we were saying that we should have given him the Dennis Allen treatment. That would be in Getsy, is not even allowing him to fly home on the airplane. I guess he did fly home because he lucked out. But the fact was that almost immediately I get my phone blows up. Getsy's gone. Getsy's fired. And I'm like, what took you so long?
Yeah. There was some Twitter chatter that, on Sunday that Getsy should be fired. They said tomorrow, which would have been Monday. And I'm like, why do you wait till tomorrow?
Yeah.
You don't like for people to get fired. These are people, human beings, they're coaches with families. They've made a sacrifice and a commitment, but
but this is a production business.
Yeah,
so.
but exactly. And if you suck at it, I guess you should got something else to go. So now the question is, they've got Norv Turner Jr. in there, I guess, and Dad's going to come in and try to help out. I don't know what's going on. It's like the guy that played the elf in the movie's now going to be Junior Santa Claus, and Tim Allen's going to train him on how to be Santa Claus. I mean, what the hell's going on there?
Go ahead, Cap, because my personal feeling is I think all of that is temporary.
Well, I agree with you on that front, but then
just to get through the season,
then
major changes.
Who are going to get? Then who are we going to get as our head coach? OC at Detroit.
Well, the OC, if Johnson comes in, that's what, by the way, let's get all the names right. It's Ben Johnson, the OC at Detroit. I believe it's Scott Turner.
Yeah, Scott Turner. Yeah,
okay.
That's the son.
It's not Norvell Jr. Okay.
Yeah.
There you go again with shit that you don't know about, talking like you know about it. Okay. Typical friggin' referee. Anyway, Scott Turner is not bad. He's not the greatest, but he's not bad. And I think that him with some input from the older dudes, i.e. Norvell, Ivy, maybe having, Philbin, who takes over as the OC or the O-line coach, thank God. And I'm waiting. The best thing I want to see is if Philbin says, hey, guys, remember all that zone blocking crap that we were throw that out and just here, hat on hat. And just
the zone blocking crap's never worked. Why do they keep doing that?
I don't know.
It's
Yeah,
never
I
worked.
think it's a cute look. I think it looks good.
In the history of
Yeah.
football, it's never worked.
No.
Well,
Daniel's got a point. Run, oh pass, run with no run.
it did work for the Denver Donkeys, okay, for whoever the guy was that actually and it was like the rage, zone blocking scheme, and I can't remember what his name was, right? It worked for them because they had quick, shifty guys
Yeah.
that weren't big brutes, and they knew how to turn and move guys, and because our guys are not little pixies, that are light on, kind of like that you see in the cartoon with the hippos in the tutus, dancing around.
Yeah, right.
We don't have hippos and tutus, man. We got friggin'
Thank
hippos
God.
that will just go after you. So hopefully it'll be a good thing saying just block the mofo, and I am trying to keep.
Yeah. I like that mofo.
Drop the mofo in front of you, and then once he's gone, then peel off and get somebody else.
Second level.
Could be.
And Daniel's saying what we've been saying a lot on this show is JPG had a great game playing center.
Playing center. Yeah, it's his natural position.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, he could be a Hall of Famer if he keeps going the way he's going. All right, anything else about the Faders getting beat by the Bengals in Cincinnati? Can we just drop
I didn't go there. I saved myself. I took my plane money toward the Vegas trip. I didn't spend the money on the hotel. I took a loss on the ticket.
Yeah.
But Rachel was there in my stead, so a very awesome fan was there in the front row.
Sweet.
Gotcha.
Doing her part. So it was somebody that was worthwhile sitting in my seat.
That's cool.
But I wasn't spending money on a piss poor effort.
Well, and you didn't have to go to LA either because the Dodgers won Game 5 in New York, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm saving.
Well, we got a little help in Denver. We didn't get any help in Kansas City, or in Cleveland because the Chargers went in and beat the Browns. You know what, guys? Chargers team we put on the clock early because they didn't really look like much. They're starting to make me nervous now. This is a team that keeps winning quietly in the background. They could maybe start acting like they want a playoff spot.
I hate to say it, but you see that subtle improvement from week to week with them. And Lord knows we wish the lights would go out, but these guys are a scrappy bunch of players,
Well, and this is a Charger team, Wayne. It's 5-3, right?
Yes.
You look at the second place teams around the league: 4-5 for Indianapolis, basically Baltimore 6-3, half game behind Pittsburgh, who had a bye week, and the Jets at 3-5. I mean, this is a Chargers team keeps winning. We might be looking at them for a number 5 or 6 seed, eh?
Can you look to see who they beat? I mean, honestly, I'm not saying that it's a powder puff schedule, but Cleveland, we beat Cleveland. Okay. So
we did.
That's not saying much, right? And they beat us, and we gave that game away. So that's 2 of their 5 wins, right?
Yeah.
I don't know who the other 3 teams are, but if they and while you're looking, I was going to say, it's smoke and mirrors on that. I can't wait to see the Chargers at the okay, good. Jack, I was just
what's up, Jack? Yeah.
Thank you. I'm glad you got that because I was like, I got to go eat dinner after this anyway. Thank you, Raphael. Will do the Wild Wild West show. You take care, Jack. I know you're sick, but anyway.
Get better, Jack.
Get better. I don't know who those 5 wins are against, but I tell you, I'm not impressed.
Let's see. They
weren't like blowout wins at all.
They beat the Raiders in week 1.
The giveaway.
They beat the Chargers in week 2.
Well, no, they are the Chargers.
I mean, they beat the Panthers.
Okay, that's
in week 2.
Right.
Okay.
They lost to Pittsburgh.
Okay, we lost to Pittsburgh.
They lost to the Chiefs.
There you go.
Okay.
They beat the Broncos.
Okay, that might be their only quality win.
Yeah, they lost by 2 in Arizona.
Okay,
They beat the Saints and they beat the Browns.
Ladies and gentlemen, the jury, I leave rest my case.
Point taken.
Yeah,
They
well,
were-
we've said
yeah.
the same thing about Pittsburgh. I mean,
Yeah, winning ugly.
Yeah, Pittsburgh is 6-2, and their wins have been kind of cheap. I mean, they're
Yeah.
probably going to go to Washington this week, get beat by the Commodores. So there's still a lot of football for the wild card teams out there. There's still a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
football to be played for
Oh,
those
yeah.
folks. Not so much for teams like Dallas, New York, New Orleans, Carolina, blah, blah, blah. Speaking of the Commodores, they went into New York, beat the Giants. You know, this is a division game, and it was closer, I think, than a lot of people thought. It was a 5-point win
Right,
for
Jack.
Washington on the road in New York, but they got the win. The win's all that matters. We put the Giants on the clock way back in the very beginning in week 2. So not a surprise there. But Cap, what in the hell are you doing?
200.
Commodores, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, you know it. You can read it.
Oh, yeah.
200.
Well, I think we predicted Washington to go in there and take care of that one.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
One of the surprise games actually over the weekend was New England winning to Tennessee, gave the Titans all they wanted to. A wild touchdown pass by Drake May at the end, tied it up in regulation, but the Titans got away with the win. Man, you know, when was the last time you saw the Patriots dropping games like turkeys falling out of the sky at Thanksgiving?
Well, like I say, that new regime, very young team, so they're learning who they are too, as far as identity.
Yeah.
But I think Drake May is going to turn out to be a decent QB as time goes.
Yeah, my cat is voicing her
He's-
displeasure
yeah.
with the Titans win there. Jacksonville went into Philadelphia. You guys gave the Eagles all they wanted to. I really expected not only Philadelphia to win this, but I guess win it in a little bit better fashion. The win's the win. Jacksonville's hurting a lot, but man, I'll tell you what, Saquon Barkley put on a show. Those people got all their money's worth for their ticket.
Hey, anytime you can hurdle somebody backwards over, using
Yeah,
your
he had the backward spin move and then the
Yeah.
reverse
Bishop.
hurdle over the top of somebody. I mean, not only is that good field awareness, but that's just one heck of an athletic performance
Yeah,
there.
that. See, I don't know if he had been rehearsing that, which
You
he said
kinda
he
wonder.
didn't, but that just shows you the freak of nature that he is.
Yeah,
Great athlete, and he's got something to prove.
yeah.
Being sent from the Giants, so
Yeah.
he's on a tear.
Well, that's true, and I'll tell you what, if they show up again in Dallas like they did this week, they're gonna be their game out from Washington. Those two games coming up are gonna be crazy, right?
Oh yeah,
Between those two teams for the division, basically.
for that division, it's
Yeah.
gonna be a dogfight.
Who's the quarterback in Dallas behind?
I don't know. I was going to bring that up. Yeah. I
Hey,
have no
great
idea.
minds, baby, great minds. It's like that's it.
I'm like, who is this guy? Because Dak is pretty much on IR.
Yeah,
He's
yeah. I remember them talking about it this. I know. I remember them talking about it this week in there. We can Google it, but I want to say like,
Was it Cooper Rush?
yeah, I think it's Cooper Rush.
yeah, that could be.
Yeah.
That name sounds familiar.
He
Yeah,
ain't bad, but there's a reason why he ain't starting.
But see, overall, they've been struggling too.
Yeah.
Sort of like us, and
in a different kind of way. Yeah,
in a different way. But they've had some injuries to some of their stars. But overall, that team wasn't physical like everybody thought in preseason.
right.
Turned
Right.
out to be total different.
Yep. The two oldest teams played on Sunday. The Bears went into Arizona, got beat by Angry Bird Southwest. You know what? I really expected the Bears to show up. They didn't at all. 29-9. I would basically call that a blowout.
I tell you what, kudos to that Arizona defense.
I'll tell you what.
'Cause
Yeah.
they got after Caleb like he hadn't been gotten after before. You could see the frustration on his face, especially following that Washington Hail Mary
Yeah.
loss.
Yeah, it was like Sigma Chi chasing Deltas around
Yeah.
all day. It was an interesting one. We'll see. Got a couple good defenses playing out there this week when the Jets go out there. And the Jets probably aren't quite as good as everybody thought they were on defense. Sauce Gardner may not be everything he's cooked up to be. But I did expect Chicago to play better. I think we thought Arizona would probably win the game. I expected them to play better. What's up with the Cardinals now, guys? I mean,
They could smell that division title.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think
I don't
we've
think
not.
we didn't put them on the clock
Do we
already.
have? No, we did. We did the Cardinals 2 years ago before the season even started.
Right.
This
I was
year,
gonna say, this year, man,
we have not put.
that's premature.
I thought we
Yeah,
did.
we have not put the Cardinals on the clock, and they're leading the
Oh, we
division
didn't. Okay.
by one full game, if you will.
Yeah, I think they're
Um,
smelling that guy.
It kind of
Yeah.
feels like it. And they beat the Jets this week. You could call that a cheap win, but you go to
that title
you go
because they are playing with.
yeah, but if you go to 6 win in that division with the way everybody else is playing, that's just going to put a lot of pressure on the Rams to beat Miami on Monday night in San Francisco. A lot of pressure on them off the bye week to go down into Tampa Bay and beat the faux Pirates. So, going to be interesting from that.
Gonna be tough.
Another team that didn't bother to show up was the Green Bay Packers playing at home against the Lions. Look, the Lions are the better team. We understand that. The Packers, though, have won 6 games. We thought that they might make a game of it, but and on the scoreboard, it looks like it was a game of 10 points, but it wasn't close at all.
Yeah, it wasn't even as close to that score, man.
Yeah, I seem to recall. Wait, let me get my friggin' hat to do this correctly. I seem to recall saying that Detroit will go in to Green Bay. Werder is green, by the way. I think is in German and Dutch and all the other Werder. Screw Werder. Campion Detroit Leon Victorious.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they might
And
just be
I
on there.
said it.
They
I
might
said
just
it.
be.
Jean-Paul Jacques told you that we were going to effing, and I said effing. I didn't say the bad word. Effing kick their merde.
The Lions may very well be on their way to a division title, the number 1 seed. If they do that, they're probably on their way to the Super Bowl. They're playing angry. Every week they just seem to play angry.
Yes.
And every week they just seem to sharpen us a little bit better, come together just a little bit better. You just wish Hutchinson wasn't hurt because, man, you got a chance at a championship season, and there's certainly I saw a stat that this is the best start they've had since like 1950 something.
Yeah, Bobby Lane, baby.
Yeah,
Bobby
56, 59, something like that. If it's Bobby Lane's probably 56, but
and they just picked up Zadarius. What's his last name? Smith, the defensive end.
No,
so this guy he's on a mission too because Green Bay let him go. He wasn't there.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying they are setting themselves up to make a real run this year.
Yeah, they are. And they're pretty serious about it too.
Yeah. And he got a really good cornerback by the name of Amik Robertson.
Oh yeah, Amik, yes. He's a stud back there, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Well, defense
off.
He gets to show. If he was 2 or 3 inches
taller,
he'd be a perennial Pro Bowler.
Yeah.
But he's still a damn good corner.
Yep.
He just got that dog about him.
Yep. It's the Lions are definitely fun to watch at this point. Lions have good coaches. They are well prepared always. It seems like it. They do seem to be just better prepared on the nuances versus the last couple of years. Like they've got all of their big agenda items done now with regards to preparing the team, and now they're just focusing on the little stuff, and it's making a difference because now you have a Lions team that's 7-1 and essentially 2 games ahead in the division, if you will. I mean, I know Minnesota 6-2, but that may be a moot point at this point, especially with now that the Detroit has that game over Green Bay. That's what she said. Indeed, she did. The other thing that she said was that the Rams went into Seattle. These 2 teams, you guys, I watched this game. They just beat the crap out of each other. I'd like to take the Rams at home on Monday night against Miami, but they're not going to get out of the whirlpool until tomorrow. It took 65 some minutes to win this game after the Rams let the Seahawks tie it up at the end and another miracle throw. There was some couple great throws this week and a great catch by the Jets on Thursday night. Had the shin down for the touchdown. Blah blah blah. But division game that meant something. I think Seattle's in trouble.
Yeah, well, like I say, the Rams did bring their A game, and it was a slugfest. I watched a bit of it myself. That was a slugfest game. I knew it was going to be rocking up there in the Northwest there, but like I say, McVay pulled out some great plays towards the end, and that's what really put them over.
Yeah, they're going to have to sharpen up that defense, though. I mean, you're going to give up points like that on the road. You're not going very far in January, even if you do make the playoffs, and it might be slim picking. And honestly, the only reason why we really haven't put the Seahawks on the clock as they've been fading, they've lost 3 out of 4, something like that.
Yeah, I think 3 out of 4.
There's they're number 9 in scoring. So they're putting up all kinds of points, but their over-under is not very good. So they may be a week or two from hitting the draft schedule.
They don't have that Legion of Boom like they used to. That's what they're missing because their offense is clicking.
It's a Legion, but it is definitely no boom.
Well, it's a Legion, but yeah.
Daniel says Raiders might trade for Stafford. That rumor's been going around for a while. The thing is, though,
Daniel's our buddy in Germany, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
right. That's been going around for 3 weeks, a month,
about a month. I've heard it. Yeah.
But aren't the Rams aren't going to pull that trigger until they're done for the year? And I don't.
Until they're done for the year, there ain't nothing happening. Yeah.
I mean, if they get beat by Miami, I think they're on the throttle at that point. But if they beat Miami, then they got to be thinking, because I don't think they can win without Stafford, and I don't think they really think they can win a whole lot of anything anyway. But I think they're going to give it the valiant fight until that fight's over. And then by the time Stafford would get there, since the trade deadline is essentially already over.
Yeah. Well, and that's it. The Rams are a good team with Stafford and Puka Nacua.
Yeah. And Cooper Kupp.
Kupp, right?
Kupp, yes.
Without that.
Don't leave out that little running back is pretty good too now.
Right. But, you give the quarterback those two guys to throw to and their tight end, I forget his name. He ain't bad. And then you got somebody that can run. There you go. You got an offense. So as long as they are together, the Rams will, continue to cause some noise. But that's what I'm saying. Stafford might go, but it'll be after the season from somebody that wants to pick up that contract.
No, I was just saying my point was that play calling, you could see it. That's what separated Seattle winning versus the Rams winning. It was just play calling at the end of the game. And you could just see them like they shifted a gear. Yeah. Just let's end this thing.
I agree with you. The thing about the Rams is just that, I just don't think they're going to hold on. They're just not playing good enough defense. They're minus 24 in their over-under at 4-4. That's, only scored 170 points. Just doesn't bode well for, I'm not saying it wouldn't make you the playoffs, but you're not going anywhere when you're 23rd in scoring. I mean, they just.
I'd kill to be 23rd at this point. I'd love to see what our number. I bet you our number is.
You don't want to know. Probably 30.
It's either 30 and below.
30 and below.
What for the Raiders in scoring?
Yeah.
We're at 25.
Are you?
No, we're 25th in scoring with 168 points.
How many of those points are offensive points?
Well, all of them.
No, they're not.
I don't know. No. Wait. I don't track that. I just track total points.
Total points combined. Yeah.
I was going to say
that's got to be combined.
At least 7 of those, or 6 plus 1 of those points.
Yeah.
But 25th.
But I don't separate between offense.
That's high. That's higher than I would think. Yeah, but good for us.
We've only moved up because Carolina, New England, Tennessee, and the Giants suck. That's the only reason. The faux Pirates went into Kansas City and got jobbed by the officials. I've never seen. This is John.
Really?
This is John Hussey's crew.
John Hussey special.
Right and our favorite umpire throwing fake flags like it's Halloween or Christmas. I mean, I just could not believe the BS. Look, the NFL learned how to make money when the Patriots did their runs, right?
Yeah.
You can cheat, nobody cares. You can deflate balls, you can tape practices, you can do all this nonsense, nobody cares. But we need a team that's winning. We need a marquee player out there, and they're not about to ruin this now that they have it in Kansas City.
Yeah.
But the integrity of the league, you guys, is just down the freaking drain.
It was hard to completely watch that thing. It's we always study the egregious calls, and the non-calls was what had me going on X and expressing
the phantom holding calls, and then the no calls on the false starts.
Right.
And here's the thing.
And
They've
Juwan Taylor
gotten-
does that like every freaking week.
Yeah, and the fact that they're doing it now means they can't do it when it really matters in the playoffs, because then their argument's going to be, well, you didn't call it all year. Why are you calling it now?
Why are you calling
I
it
mean,
now?
this is just bad.
But
this
it
is
was a
ugly.
bad look. Bad optics, as we would say.
I got a question, okay? And did you notice? And maybe, and I'm going to give full credit to this to Mr. Raider Joe Morrow on this. When they did the coin flip, did you notice that Hussey was kind of like messing with the coins, right? He was kind of like finagling the coins, and he waited until they called it, and it kind of looked like he did like the old hidden
flipped it
coin
over.
trick, right?
He flipped it over. Yeah.
You never saw the coin.
Maybe it was 2 coins in his hand.
It was a double-sided
coin. Yeah.
with it, and he was like, okay, if you call heads, this is the coin I'm going to be because it's tails. If you call tails, this is my head.
He didn't do that.
It really did. It really looked like he was doing the okay, and then do the and if John Hussey did it well, he did it well, because it's of course you got win the thing. If you said, well, if you flipped over the freaking coin, they were both, in my estimation, the same sided coin, and he waited until Baker Mayfield did the call. By the way, the coach, you effed up twice. You should have went for 2, and you called timeout with 30 seconds to go. And I didn't see the whole game. I saw like the 2-minute warning on, because I was watching NCIS and NCIS Origins. Yes, it was a better program than watching that.
Right, watching that, yeah.
Right.
I
saw the stuff that mattered, which was 2 minutes to go in the game and then overtime. But it looked like Hussey did the, hey, you don't see what I'm doing here. To me, ref, I'd call him on it. I mean, we don't have any proof, but it just looked suspicious.
Yeah, you can't have this nonsense going on in the field and then have all these other optics go on. It just makes it just adds up to making it, look really bad. And I agree with you. They need to do more to be transparent. They're actually trying to do less, which makes it worse.
Right. And yeah, that's great for the eyes that get caught up in everything else. But we're watching the little stuff, the detailed stuff on the field.
Yep.
And like I say, man, it was hard to just keep tuned to that channel to watch it. The holding calls was just ridiculous.
Ugly.
And the non-calls on KC, who were doing the same holes, but no calls. I'm like, this is rigged as hell.
Yeah, well,
WWE, when you could bear hug a guy and not get a friggin'
flag. Not get a flag. Exactly.
Well, there's nobody more under the influence than 115. I can,
And then the whole acting job by Mahomes. I'm like, dude, this is straight drama, man.
I missed that. What did he do?
He hurt his ankle on a throw, twisted his ankle, but he went down like, oh, it's broken. So they helped him off the field.
Well, it gave him 3 timeouts. What it did.
Yes, that's exactly, ref. Exactly. It's just straight drama, and those guys play it to the hilt because they know that they're the darlings right now.
That's our boy.
And I'm sorry, but that's it. It's like watching a Lifetime TV.
Yeah, Hallmark Channel.
The
hard part for me to swallow in all this is that Andy Reid should not be supporting this. I had too much respect for him. You can't tell me that he's honestly looking the other way with these false starts on the tackles and going, yeah, it's okay. Go ahead and do it.
But it's working in their favor. So would he say anything?
Yeah.
No.
He's probably
it's all working in their favor. I'm sure there was a memo sent. They already know the script.
We're going to hook you up. Just shut up.
Yeah, just shut up.
Yeah, apparently. Yeah. Hook up or shut up. Yeah. Pittsburgh and San Francisco on the bye. They'll both play on the road this week as we get into week 10. Tomorrow night, Cincinnati going to go into Baltimore. The Bengals aren't very good. The Ravens seem to play down to their competition when they're on the road, but this time they're at home. I like the Ravens against Cincinnati. Just don't think the Bengals can put up enough points, although it could be a pretty interesting ball game if the Bengals decide they want to show up. You guys have said this before, the lack of not having Mixon in there, any kind of running game is really hurting them at this point. But Joe Burrow by himself is not going to beat the Ravens.
No, that's exactly why I'm taking Baltimore at home. you talk about a physical matchup, and Cincy's missing a few of their pieces right now too. But this is going to be a physical beatdown. Baltimore is still pissed off by what they allowed to let happen to them.
Yeah, it seems like it. They've got Cincinnati this week, and then they go to Pittsburgh next week. So 2 division games in a row for the Ravens. They need to get this one out of the way, put the Bengals farther down on the pecking order, and then take care of business next week in Pittsburgh against the Steelers. Right? So Andy Reid thinks about onion rings. Well, either that or it's the
Bondarooskies.
the Bondarooski Roo. Yeah.
Oh, good one, brother.
Yeah. And Sharpies. Remember, he does like Sharpies too. For
he does.
mustaches.
Yeah.
When
you're sleeping, if you're sleeping. Oh
yeah. Come on, keep up with me, schmuck.
No, I'm working on it. Ravens traded for a cornerback.
Yeah, they did. Latavius. What's the kid? Lattimore.
Oh, from the Saints.
From the Saints, yes.
Marshawn Lattimore?
Marshawn Lattimore.
Lattimore went to the Commodores.
Did he go to the Commodores? Maybe.
I thought Lattimore went to the Commodores. I don't know who Daniel's talking about.
No, yeah. Marshawn Lattimore went to the Commodores.
To the Commodores? Okay.
Now, baby.
Okay.
Yeah, it was like they were laughing at the fact that the Cowboys traded for a wide receiver that was like, who? And then the Commodores, who is too hot to try, got a
what's up,
Edwin? A great cornerback.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Tre'Davious White. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Daniel.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Yeah. The Ravens don't need anybody else to be more dangerous. So just help at this point down the line. I mean, that noise that they hear over their shoulder is a herd of buffalo. So if they want to get serious, they're going to have to stay focused, because I think the AFC is going to come down to those 3 teams. What it's not going to come down to in the NFC is the Giants, Panthers. New York goes into Carolina, and nobody cares about this one but draft picks.
No, we care, because we need the Giants to
win.
Beat.
Yes.
Or no. Well, we need the Panthers to win so that they have more wins than us, so that we're in front of them, right?
Oh, in that respect, yes.
Well, no. If the Panthers win would give them 3.
Right, but we only have 2.
Well, the Giants would only have 2. So you really need the Panthers to lose, because then the Giants would have 3. The Panthers would only have 2, but the Panthers beat us. That means gives us the advantage.
Exactly. Right.
However it is.
So pay attention.
However it is, dude, because obviously the officials are involved with this crap, which you just proved.
Oh, so when you get it wrong, I'm blamed for it. And when I get it right, I'm blamed for it. I get that shit.
I got the G-men though in this one.
Yeah. Okay. I think the claws are out for the Panthers. I'm going to take the whatever color they're wearing.
Taking the Cats, the Blue Cats.
I don't know why. This is a game the Giants should be able to win, but I just don't have any faith in what they're doing right now.
I'll take Carolina.
Yeah. The Patriots are going to go into Chicago, get beat by the Bears. I don't think anybody cares about this one. I don't think anybody wants anything to do with the Bears this week, especially at home. Patriots just start scoring enough points.
I got the Bears at home.
Yeah. Buffalo going into Indy. Oh, hold on. Coach B just dropped by. So what's going on, Coach?
First off, those rumors about me coming to Las Vegas, I can neither confirm
nor deny.
Let's get that straight, right? And by the way, you like my beard? I've grown a beard since I've been unemployed. Yeah, those commercials that you see me on, that was prior to the beard. So that was way in the past. My girlfriend likes it because she says it tickles her in all the right places. So I'm just like that. But anyway, don't say anything bad about my New England Belichicks, who are going to be a fierce team. It's one of those things where Tom Brady, who's going to get fined by the NFL for talking bad about the officials, even though because he's a partial owner, it's going to make it really hard for me to get gigs when I'm the coach of the Vegas Raiders, because Brady's going to bring me in. And then and people have said, as long as I don't bring in Josh McDaniels, I've had people saying I'm going to get killed. literally if I bring in Josh McDaniels. So I'm gonna have to find another offensive coordinator. You were talking about that offensive coordinator earlier, Violator. So I got to find somebody other than McDaniel. So we'll see what happens.
Wish you
Well,
luck,
then
Coach.
you're not gonna get a guy from the Lions. His next move is gonna be head coach. There's
Yes,
no
I
reason for
think
him
so.
to be anything else. Buffalo putting some buffalo wing garlic parmesan sauce.
Bob
Yeah.
Evans.
Yeah.
I can't see, so
So what they're talking about here is the Bills going to go into Indianapolis to take on the Colts. You'd think this would be a trap game for the Bills, but I got news for you, folks. The Bills are angry, I don't think the Colts want anything to do with Buffalo or their wings this week.
And I'm looking for Flacco to have a rough game physically.
Yeah, and the Bills' defense isn't all that good,
Yeah.
but it may be just enough for them
That
to be
front
able to
four can get
beat
after
the Colts.
people.
Yeah, well, this is an AFC matchup. It's the conference game, it's not a division game. It's a conference game. You want to win those, put the Colts on the clock. Minnesota has to go into Jacksonville, beat the Jaguars, the Vikings team now that essentially is going to have to go into the locker room saying, okay, the Detroit's for real. We're chasing the Lions. We got to go down to Jacksonville and beat a Jaguars team that just came off getting knocked around by the Eagles. Normally, I don't know if I'd take the Vikings on the road in an AFC matchup where it could be a trap game, but I think in this play, they might just be too much for the Jaguars.
Yeah, I think it's too much, so I'm going.
Hey, by the way, who knew that all of these Vikings fans were Jewish? Because that's a shofar.
That's a what?
It's a shofar.
The horn.
You blow it on. You blow it on. Yom
like
Kippur.
you don't have anything to show for it. Or?
No.
Richardson says.
I'm tired this week.
That's why I said.
Oh man.
He loves Yom Kippur because that's when he blows the shofar.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right.
It's
called. Well, let's get on.
I don't know what it's called in Viking land, like Kyoto start, or
let's get on with the
some long ass Nordic name. It's a friggin' shofar, and the shofar is what's his nose, Bo Derek's first husband, John Derek in the Ten Commandments. That's what you saw him blow when they were getting all the Jews together to get out of Israel. It's called a shofar.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Hey, I don't know a lot about stuff, but what I do know, I'm very emphatic about because I have very little corporate Jewish knowledge. That's one thing I know.
Yeah, so Flacco's probably going to start because Kev says Richardson says he's tired this week.
Yeah,
it's Flacco.
So Ed says Ben Johnson doesn't want to be a head coach, and
I thought about that. Yeah,
he's satisfied being an OC because he knows if he wins the Super Bowl, he can be a head coach.
That's right. They'll be calling.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be a team player right now, but I don't disagree with that. The Broncos are going to go into Kansas City and take on the Chiefs. You know what? This Broncos team that has enough savvy to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. The only problem is the Chiefs are playing at home.
Yes.
They're going to get all kinds of false starts. You can't beat all the false starts, the fake Mahomes crap, the refs and everything else. And, so I just don't think Denver will get. Now, when the Chiefs go to Denver, there might be a different story, but I think this week Denver might be overmatched.
I got the Chiefs at home. Yeah.
I'm going to pull an upset special.
Ooh.
And I'm going to say that the Broncos squeak by.
Well, if you're going to do it, this would be the week to do it. Brad Allen's crew is a pretty decent crew.
Yeah.
So there's that. I still like the Chiefs at home, just because they're at home.
Well, like I said, they don't have a hussy environment to help them out.
Exactly.
Okay? I think that the Broncos are going to be up for it. You got Sean Payton want to come in to Kansas City and show his worth. And you know what? They might, if they do things right, they might sweep the Chiefs by winning Kansas City and then going and turning it around. And if they do that, they could be to say that, and they want to be the ones to say, "Hey, we were the last team to beat the Kansas City Chiefs." We said that.
They would give Cap if that happened, and I'm not saying it couldn't, because again, division games are what they are. But Denver's essentially only 3 games back, so those 2 wins puts them 1 game back. It's not a freebie for the Chiefs at this point for a division title. So they got to win one. This one coming up against Denver is pretty important if they want to start putting some tabs on, getting the framework ready to print some playoff tickets.
And it'll be the Denver defense that wins this game.
That wins
I
it,
agree
right.
with you on that front. The problem is they're going to have to score some points.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Denver has only scored 183 points, but Kansas City scored 203. The difference, though, is remember when we talked about last week, the over-under between those two teams is almost dead even.
Right.
So this is a game that if the Chiefs don't bother to show up for, you get a turnover. John Day Hopkins drops a ball. You just never know. Kelty has a bad day. You just don't know. So it could be interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing Denver win that, of course, at all. Be nice to see Kermit finally get beat by Miss Piggy. A team that probably is going to need more help at home than the Chiefs is the New Orleans Saints. The Falcons going to go in there and try to put the Saints officially on the clock if they're not already. We put the Saints on the clock in week 9. Right. But it's the Falcons team, you guys, it seems hell-bent on winning the NFC South now.
Yes, they are definitely focused. You see Kurt's leadership there. They've got a good ground game, and now he's using his receivers like he always wanted to do there. And I just see Atlanta going in, sweeping the Chiefs. I mean, got Chiefs. Yeah. The Saints.
Yeah.
In New
Orleans. I'm still not on the Falcons bandwagon, but they are leading the division at 6-3. They're a full, if you will, 2 games ahead of Tampa Bay, and they've beaten Tampa Bay twice, I think. This would be a good chance for them to put their stamp on a division and kind of kick the Saints when they're down, right?
Oh yeah. No better time than now.
Yep. Ref's cat is hungry. I would agree that's probably true. I did feed her lunch. I even left snacks out, but it is what it is. San Francisco coming off the bye week is going to go into Tampa Bay, play the faux Pirates. This is a Bucs team that with officials that know how to call a football game would have beaten the Chiefs last week and gone away with the win. It's a Bucs team. It's feisty. They show up to play. The San Francisco's going to be ready, but coming off the bye, they're going to be rested. The Bucs just kind of seem like the Texans of the NFC. They're just a little bit banged up. They got some key guys injured. I think the Texans have a better shot at winning the division than Tampa Bay does at this point. But you just kind of get the feeling like Tampa Bay's just coming up a little bit short.
I think they're pissed off enough after that loss that they're going to take it out on the Niners, rested or otherwise.
You think they'll beat that 49ers defense?
They're going to put a hurting on them. There was some pissed off Bucs after that.
I agree with you on that.
After that debacle, they're going to take it out on San Francisco.
Well, they're number 4 in scoring, so they're putting up points.
Yeah.
They're putting up points.
Had I looked at the schedule, because I had tickets to this game because I thought it was the Raiders coming into the Bucs.
Okay.
And I had front row seats, corner end zone.
Wow.
And because I thought it was for the Raiders game. And I'm like, I got the wrong game. And so I sold them. And I didn't realize that it was our bye week, or I could have been front row on this game. And I ended up taking a loss on those tickets, and I'm like, man, I can kick myself now.
Yeah, you and Kamala Harris losing in the same weekend.
Pittsburgh
going to go into Washington.
Twice. I haven't said shit yet, and thank God, don't tell me anything. I've been waiting, and I haven't said. But no, I could have been there.
Yeah, well, that would have been fun.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh going to go into Washington and get beat by the Commodores. Look, this is a nice matchup on paper. The Steelers defense can make it a struggle for Washington, but probably only for 3 quarters. Steelers just not scoring enough points.
Yeah, the point differential. I'm taking the Commodores at home.
Well, and then that Lattimore pickup is something the Steelers don't have any time to prepare for. It's not like they play Lattimore a lot anyway. They can go back to maybe when they played the Saints prior. But I'm just not sure it's going to be enough. Pittsburgh just kind of drew the short straw in Washington this week, right?
And he'll probably take on Mike Williams, who
just got traded in.
So,
well, you know what? I'd sign it. I'd sign up to guard Williams. He doesn't look like he could run across the street and catch a garbage can.
Hey, don't talk about garbage. That's not a good thing this week.
No, that's true. That's true. You might end up driving a truck Let's see. Tennessee going to go into LA to play the Chargers. This is a Chargers team now that's kind of sneaking up on everybody. Tennessee got away with one against New England because New England just likes to, play tough. The Chargers really are more finesse than tough, but the difference here is that they're scoring points, and I think the Titans might be in for a long day on the scoreboard. What do you think, Whiskey Jack?
I tell you, don't you piss me off either.
Again?
Again. By the way,
I'm going for 3 in a row, just like the Chiefs.
Don't piss me off again. Okay. There's no A in there, like that I say.
Yeah, 2 A's
or 2 G's and an I. Again. Probably because then it just be I need a gin, which you can't have. We do moonshine. We don't do gin. Gin's for pussies, like that cat over there. No, we don't do we do shine, brother. What are you talking about? Damn. Anyway,
clear.
What are you talking about?
Well,
Tennessee wins the trap game. Oh, Kev, I don't know, man.
I don't know about that.
Don't mess with me. We're going for 2 in a row. 2 in a row. Don't mess with my boys. Tennessee goes into LA and we go to all the best strip clubs and we still win.
Are there any strip clubs in LA?
I'm sure there's a few. I'm gonna go find them all.
Both of them?
Yes.
Okay.
I know about Atlanta. I go to Cheetahs in Atlanta because I had a bachelor party there. Well, actually, my best friend did on his second. Was that the same? Well,
what did you call it?
That was the girl. That was the girl that he had one of the. What do you call it when you marry somebody but you don't divorce her but you get rid of her anyway? An annulment. There you go. That was the girl he annulled, and we had the bachelor party at Cheetahs. The Cheetahs bachelor party was banging, and so were we. Anyway, that's just the way it is at you. But I don't know about LA. I'll have to try to go. Maybe Ed Winchell will show me where all the good strip clubs are in LA.
Oh, don't put Ed on the spot or anything. Like he would know. All right, I'm going to take the Chargers at home.
I got Chargers, yeah.
Despite Whiskey Jack's gin rummy game there, I just like the Chargers at home. They're scoring more points. An interesting matchup might be the New York Jersey Jets that are going into Arizona to take on Angry Birds Southwest. Is a Cardinals team we can't figure out, but because they can beat Jekyll and Hyde. But I'll tell you what, they're leading the division right now. This is a chance for them maybe to get some help because the Rams play on Monday night against a Dolphins team who's desperately needed to win. San Francisco's on the road. I don't know where Seattle is. Seattle's on a bye. So it's a good chance for the Cardinals to extend their lead into NFC West. Do you like them at home against the Jets, who pulled off one against the Texans and now have had 10 days off? They look like they're starting to gel a little bit. I'd like to like the Jets. I'd like to think that they're coming around, but I just don't know if they're going to be able to do much against that Cardinal defense.
Well, I'm taking the Cards in their bird nest there. I'm taking them against the Jersey Jets.
The Spearmint Rhino in LA. Okay. Yeah, I guess the Peppermint Rhino closed or something.
Peppermint Rhinos in Vegas, if I'm not mistaken. Not that I know about.
Seriously? I was making that up.
No, the Peppermint Rhinos in Vegas.
Good guess. But
okay.
I've never been there, but I do know a friend of mine who works there.
I wonder if there's a club called Juicy Fruit, and I don't want to know who shows up there. Green Bay Jets lose to the Angry Birds.
Man.
All right, let's get back to our regular scheduled programming. Yeah. The Philadelphia Eagles going into Dallas can put the Cowboys away and keep pace with the Washington Commodores by beating Dallas. I like the Eagles on the road. Dallas is just giving up, I think.
I don't know whether they're giving up, but they'll probably get beat up. I'm taking Philly flying in there and flying out with a victory.
Yeah.
Well, hey, wait a second. Don't you go to the next segment without making sure that I have a point. I got a point. Hey, just like my boy from the one that ran for president a little while ago, can I finish? I don't know what the hell his name was, but he talked like me. I said, can I finish? I'm going to talk about my Dallas Cowboy. My Jerry Jones star infested or infected. It's one of those infectations. In fact, that might be a new word. The Dallas
Insects?
Cowboys. And tell you what,
The Dallas Insects?
We're playing at home, right?
I can't wait till the Dallas Insects play the Raiders.
Well, that could have happened had they called the damn fumble on friggin' Rob Lytle years ago. It would have been the Raiders and the Cowboys. That would have been a hell of a lot of a better Super Bowl than the other
there's
one
no
was.
doubt. I'll tell you what, though, that Cowboys team was pretty good. They would have given us a darn good game. I don't know if we'd have won it, but yeah, it wouldn't have been 27-10. I assure you that.
Would have been a better Super Bowl.
There's no doubt.
Cheese whiz on.
We could have played Dallas 4 times or something, right? We lost. We could have played them in Super Bowl 2. We could have played them in Super Bowl 10. Could have played them in Super Bowl 5 and 6, I think. So anyway,
it would have been 12 when it was for the Broncos.
12, yeah,
would have been 12. Don't you know it? You're about stupid and ignorant, man. We're talking about you don't even know what numbers you are.
I'm not both of those. I'm not double digit stupid.
I'm from Texas, the land of Senator Ted Cruz. So I can get away with shit because Ted Cruz is senator again. I'm just saying. I can get away with stuff.
Thank you, Daniel.
He says you have a nice cup. What is it? Oh, yeah. Is that NFL Nation Live?
That's at NFL Nation Live.
That's available. That's available for sale on the website. That guy has information, Daniel. If you want to get one, it's pretty. I got one here too. Yes.
Yeah, we got a barcode at the end of the show. You can.
Yeah.
Even I got one. They can't keep them out of Texas. I put gin in mine though.
I did too, but then it got a hole in it.
Yeah.
I think a gin ate a hole in it. All right, Tex. So you going with the Cowgirls against the Eagles?
No, I'm not going with the Cowboys. I just said that don't piss me off like you do with that Tennessee guy. You were gonna go to the next segment. I need to talk.
No, I was gonna acknowledge you, but you cut me off.
Yeah, right here, motherfucker.
All right, I'm going with the Eagles against the Cowboys.
I got the Eagles,
for the +3. The Sunday night game, the Lions are going to go into Texas and beat up on Houston. I think, technically this will be a trap game, but here's the thing. Interconference game on the road is not a game the Lions need to win, but I just don't. The Texans are going to show up, but I don't know if they're going to have, if they have any idea what they're up against with the Lions. This is the Lions with a formidable offense. Team is number 5 in scoring. It should be an easy win for them, but here's the kicker, guys. Detroit, with their lead in the division, they don't want to go down to Houston in an interconference game, get a bunch of guys banged up. That's what you don't want.
Oh, so you thinking they're going to play soft? I say not. I say they're going to go down there and make a statement against Houston. Like I say, that's a young team that's kind of getting the wear and tear of the long season, the physicality of it. I don't see Detroit letting up at all. So I got the Trois Leon and a victory.
I just think
wrong accent. I can't remember what hat I got on. It's the Trois.
Blame me for stuff.
It's the Trois Leon Campion Victorious in Texas. I think that's how you pronounce.
It's only got one X, yeah.
Anyway, imbecile, merde. Merde is shit, by the way. So
Texans get in some Lions mud pies, yeah.
Campion, Detroit, there's no way that Detroit goes down to Texas. It's going to be 2 victories in Texas this year for Detroit. We kicked their ass in Dallas a few weeks ago. That was an ass whooping, as you call it in the United States. Ass whooping. It's going to be a second ass whooping in Texas.
Okay.
My accent comes in and out.
I don't know. I get it.
For Texas, it's hard. It's hard. I try to keep it up. Fuck this. I'm trying to do the best I can.
No, I understand. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, Go ahead.
Hey, V57 Victory Cigars. Get yours. How's that? I go right into it. I don't have to say it with an accent. V57s. Get your Victory Cigars like the Detroit Leon Campion when they go into Texas.
Gotcha. Thank you.
That's all you need to know right there.
Thank you, John.
Speaking of playing like shit, the Miami Dolphins are going to go into LA on Monday night, take on the Rams. This is a game that Miami needs to win. You know, on paper, they can beat the Rams. They've got the offense to do it. They're playing decent defense. The Rams are banged up, beat up, but man, they find ways to win. Long trip from Miami to go all the way in there with the Rams at home. You know, the sleeper pick's probably the Rams at home, but I don't know. Miami might have the upset. What do you guys think?
You must be sleeping with one eye open because I got the Rams against the Fins, and I'm giving them home field and play caller.
Okay. Well, I don't blame you. I'm not on the Dolphins bandwagon at all. I don't think their head coach knows anything about football, but they did give the Bills all they wanted, put up 27 points against a Bill defense. The Bill defense and Rams defense, let's just call it even. They put up 27 points against the Bills defense in Buffalo. They put up 27 points. The Rams are going to have to play some offense. I don't know if the Rams have 27 points in them against the Dolphins. Do they?
Yeah, they do.
I think so.
Yeah.
Cool
think
Kev
so.
says Miami wins by a field goal.
I saw it, yeah, by field goal.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Some ganja, man.
I'll bet it's 30-27 Dolphins. And I don't disagree with you, V, that Rams are the football pick. And I'd like the Rams at home. I just don't know if they're going to have enough points. If Miami wants this, I don't know if the Rams really have an answer for Tua and Tyreek. The Dolphins can run the ball pretty well. I just think the Rams are going to be in trouble there, and mostly just because they're not going to have enough possessions. And I just don't know of the possessions they do get if they're going to get enough points out of those possessions. I like Miami.
So you said you calling a shootout then?
It could be.
Okay.
I think 30-27. I don't even know if the Rams will get 27. It might be 30-24, but I just think that the Dolphins are due, and I think that they have the ability to put up points against a Rams defense that I think is a little questionable, especially when that offense put up 27 points in Buffalo against the Bills in a division game that I thought the Bills would be better prepared for. Right? This is a Bills team that knows this Dolphin team. The Rams don't know the Dolphins as well as the Bills do, and they still put up 27 points. So I just think the Rams might be in trouble here, but we'll see. Cap, what do you think?
Whatever happens, I want the fish to go cross country.
Yeah, refs cat's still hungry. I get it.
I want the fish to go cross country on a Monday night on a short week for the following game. Okay, because the Dolphins are what? They're 2-2, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Then it becomes
2-6.
yeah, who wants to win that game more? And
Right.
that's literally it's a win-win for the Raiders because if they get a win with a new offense by Turner and Philbin and Norvell and whoever else is in there, then that's and normally teams will do something when they change coaches or do something. That's why I think the Saints might play a little bit back. I can't remember who the hell they're playing, but they'll probably play better for their interim coach. By the way, the fact that Kubiak wasn't named interim coach,
interesting, huh?
very because that means his ass is gone too, and he
Wow, that is a surprise. You're talking about New Orleans, yeah.
he might be available for that OC spot if AP
That's
is
true.
and he's not bad.
No, he's not bad.
That's true.
So getting back to the point, I don't give a flying foxtrot what it is with the fish, as long as they come back tired and they come back disabled, and it is a December game in Miami. And no, I'm not going. Again, I'm not going to any further games that are not in Vegas or Tampa this year until I see signs of life.
Well, you said what games in December?
Well, it's close to December. It's the end. It's Miami. Okay, it's the end of the month game. Okay, at least it's November, so it's not quite as
humid.
Well, it's the 17th. That's mid-November.
and it's a lot better November 17th
Then
than
September.
September.
Oh, I agree with you on that front. Absolutely. Especially if they're making us wear black.
I've been to those games, and I tell you what, and I am always and will always be a Raiders fan, 52 years and counting. But I am not ashamed to say that it's a 5.5-hour drive down there and a 5.5-hour drive back, and whatever I spend on game tickets. And until I see something out of this fucking team, and I'm sorry I had to drop the F-bomb there because it was warranted. Until I see something out of this team, I'm not spending any more money other than when the tickets I got to Vegas and my hotels, which are already paid for. But please come by and see me in Tampa, into the studio. Come by the house and see. It'll be cleaned up by then. It won't be all this. You might see my drum set too.
Ooh, all right. Yeah. Okay, speaking of drumsticks, I'm kind of hungry. So is the cat. All right. Cleveland, Las Vegas, Green Bay, and Seattle will have a bye this week, so it's a 14-game schedule. The Thursday night, Cincinnati, Baltimore. Sunday night, Detroit, Houston. Monday night, Miami at LA Rams. Raiders, of course, on a bye. Next week at Miami. Then we have Denver and at Kansas City. So a couple division games and actually 2 road games because we're at Tampa Bay and Atlanta on Monday night. So it'll be interesting to see how the Raiders pull out of this with the bye week. They, of course, if you haven't been paying attention, they let Luke Getsy go as their offensive coordinator. And now they have Scott Turner, Norv Jr., Turner Jr., whatever his name is. All right. So there you go. All right. Final thoughts as we head into week 10. We've turned the corner now. It's November. Salute to service month. You got to run the ball, play good defense. Who's doing that?
Definitely. And I hope we can figure out with our power run game to start running the ball to open up the passing game. That's what I'm hoping for.
And speaking of salute to service, all I want, and I'm putting it out right here, all I want is a Raiders salute to service football. Because
you talking about game ball?
A game ball that was for salute to service. That's all I want. That's all I've ever wanted. And hopefully one of these days somebody will see this and talk to somebody and say, that bastard over there by the tunnel, the old chief in a good way, Navy chief, not Kansas City chief, and captain of the Raiders galleon next to the black hole, give that guy a salute to service football, because I will have it proudly displayed here in my house. I'm sorry, I have to ask, because if you don't ask, you don't get sometimes. But that's all
true.
I want.
Put it in the air, I say. Put it in the air.
That's cool. Yeah. Awesome. Sweet. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching us. We'll be back next week for week 11. Get those turducken recipes out because Turkey Day is almost here. Yeah.
Some of that glazed ham.
Oh, I got turducken right here, bastard.
There you go.
There you
All
go.
right. We'll see you next week.
What's up, Richie?
Ooh, where did we get somebody in there?
Yeah, Richie.
How you doing, Richie?
Oh, right on. Thanks for joining us.
What's up, brother?
All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. Week 11 coming around the corner. Enjoy the games this week.
Oh, no. The Broncos suck again.
Go Raiders.
Don't worry. They're not bad, Richie. They're not bad.
No.
In fact, I picked them. I picked them, Richie. I picked them.
You did?
Yes, I did. I picked Denver over the Kansas City Chiefs.
And the officials.
Yeah.
Okay.
He likes your helmet wall, too.
Oh, mine?
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I got everybody over there.
Oh, yeah.
Take
care, Danielle.
Till one of the weeks I forget to change all the matchups. So you guys weren't those last week? Anyway.
Right.
All right. Take care, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Got it. Be good.